What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. You guys know what we do here, man. We break down scary and creepy videos, man, on the net, man, from all around the web, from YouTube videos to TikTok to IG Reels. Anything weird, usual, and unexplained you can find right here on this channel. Like I said, you guys been saying how the audio has been kind of low, man, so I adjusted it. So tell me if it's too loud, or do I still need to adjust it to make it the audio a little higher. Let's dive on into this one today, man.
This photo shows 14-year-old Ava Wood and her father Christopher, who would later murder his daughter with a 20-gauge shotgun before turning the weapon on himself. Ava was a 9th grade student from Baldwinsville, New York, who was a member of the honor roll and MVP of the girls' soccer team. But on January 20th of this year, Ava's mother called the police asking if they could check up on her daughter because Ava hadn't shown up for school that morning. She explains that Ava was home with her father, who was severely depressed, and that the night before they had spoken on the phone together when he said, "This is how it ends for us." Ava's mother then gives the police officers a key to get into the house, but when they step inside, what they see is devastating. Ava and her father are in 2 separate bedrooms. Both of them have gunshot wounds, and the dad's are self-inflicted. This case is absolutely heartbreaking, and we may never know why Ava's father chose to do this to that poor girl on her birthday.
Disgraced you.
Let's make the fathers worse, man. It was on her birthday as well, man. Damn. They said she had signs. Well, they said the husband was depressed, but that freaking phone call that he called the mom and I was freaking chilling, saying this is how it ends for us. That's not a good sign. If you knew he was depressed, freaking warping his mind made him do some freaking truly evil, horrific things, man. It was on her birthday, man, too. God damn. I need you guys' thoughts on that case down below.
YouTuber Ruby Frankie pleaded guilty to felony child abuse today. Frankie and her business partner Jody Hildebrand were arrested earlier this year after one of Frankie's 6 children escaped Hildebrand's home and ran to a neighbor's for food and water. Law enforcement later found the Frankie children emaciated, covered in wounds and duct tape. Today, 5 months after her arrest, Ruby pled guilty to child abuse and claims she was manipulated by Hildebrand. In the plea deal, Frankie agreed to leave the sentencing up to the judge and does not rule out prison time.
So she was a freaking famous YouTuber couple doing that, like us, to freaking abusing her kids, man. What go through people's minds to make them do that, like to your own blood, man? I said that she was freaking manipulated by Hildebrand, bro. I remember seeing that trending all freaking on Twitter. I remember that case, man. Looks like those kids, they finally got justice, man. But we don't know the extent of her sentence, then, bro. I gotta do some more research up on that case. You guys tell me what you guys think about that case down below.
The head you see above me is a preserved actual head of Diogo Alves. This is the head of Portugal's first serial killer. He murdered 70 people in the 19th century. His head has been preserved for about 182 years now. And this head is still on display at University of Lisbon. His method of killing was pushing his victims off of an aqueduct. After he was captured and prosecuted, they decided they're going to slice his head off and preserve him. The reason for this, they wanted to study the mind of a serial killer. I'm just amazed at how well preserved this head is after almost 200 years. Because his head is still intact in this jar, they never really studied his brain or why he did the things he did. This head in the jar thing also became a widely known internet prank a couple of years ago. People would put pictures of themselves kind of like twirled up in a jar, and it would look like a head in a jar in a fridge. This story of Diogo Alves inspired all of that. I think the creepiest thing about this, though, is his eyes are still open as if he's looking right at us. Let me know what you guys think about evil Ed Sheeran in the comment section below. Super creepy stuff.
This is the most dangerous child in the world, and the crime he committed shocked the entire world. Rachel Thompson and her husband lived in an apartment in Houston, Texas with their 2 young children. One Monday night, Rach and Kellen, her husband, were hungry and decided to go pick up a pizza. They didn't think anything bad would happen if they left their 3-year-old son and 19-month-old sister alone at home for an hour. Soon after the parents left, the 3-year-old was playing with his sister in the kitchen when the worst possible thing happened. The 3-year-old decided to take his 19-month-old sister and put her inside the oven. He then turned on the oven and left his sister in there until the parents came back. The parents entered their apartment, but they couldn't smell the odor of burning flesh from the oven because they were carrying a hot pizza with them that had a strong smell. After a few minutes, Raquel noticed the oven was on and turned it off before looking inside. What she saw was every parent's worst nightmare. Comment kid for part 2.
The kid was only 3 years old? How the hell did he do that? He's able to work at store too? That case is kind of iffy, man. I'm definitely going to do some more research into that. Like I said, I guess if it's true, it doesn't matter if you're young, old, or not, man. Everybody's capable of doing those acts, man. Always gotta be aware of impression, bro. That case, man, it kind of sounded iffy to me, bro. How is that?
2 men were shot in Portrait Bar in Arcadian, just near Chinatown, in Birmingham last night at 12:30 a.m. Police were called after shots were fired, and the 2 men attended hospital shortly after with gunshot injuries. These are not believed to be life-threatening, and the police have launched an investigation. Nobody has been arrested yet, but this is the 3rd person to be shot in a nightclub in Birmingham in the past 8 days.
Damn. What the hell going on? It's in the past 8 days? They need to be patrolling that area then. Something.
A massive steroid bust has led to the arrest of 2 Melbourne bodybuilders, and it was all the result of a complex undercover police investigation. Police from the ACT and Victoria acted as steroid buyers using encrypted messaging app Threema to fool the syndicate's alleged kingpins. It led to a seizure of drugs so big, police had to return with a second truck to remove it. Victoria Police first became aware of the alleged syndicate after intercepting a parcel containing steroids from an Essendon home in April 2023. Authorities allege the group used Threema and postal services to move and retrieve products. Undercover police used aliases to buy 6 lots of steroids, analysing the cryptic messages and movements the alleged distributors made to bring it down. Those agents were given a stock list of gear on offer, largely a range of steroids, Viagra, vapes, cannabis oil, and psilocybin. Multiple people have since been arrested across 3 states, including Melbourne bodybuilders Nathan Williamson and Daniel Tenace. The pair have faced court charged with a range of offences, including trafficking steroids and knowingly dealing with proceeds of crime.
Freaking going to jail for freaking being a steroid kingpin, man? First time I ever heard of that, bro. Like I said, it was so freaking big, bro, that they had to come back with the second truck to confiscate all those freaking drugs, man. Over 3 states, bro. So it goes to show you, man, how freaking it was a huge operation, man. When money's involved, man, people, they throw away the morals and everything, bro, just so they can get a little bit of that freaking money, man. Definitely going to have to do some more research up on that case, bro. That's the first time I heard of a steroid kingpin, man. Tell me if you guys ever heard of that before, bro.
Something strange is happening in Iceland, but you might be able to help. After a billionaire named Andy Ronson invited 9 individuals to one of his exclusive retreats, one of the guests was mysteriously found dead. Now here's what's interesting. One of the guests, Darby Hart, witnessed the death firsthand and believes that it was intentional. However, the other guests don't believe her, which leads the girl down a rabbit hole of evidence, clues, and difficult conversations in order for her to prove that this death was by no means an accident, but a murder. And Darby must use her skills to make her case before this killer takes another.
Where is she? I'm going to check out that series. It's based on a true story.
Welcome come to worse ways to die, and today we're covering a story about how a boy, a poodle, and a ball led to the death of 3 unconnected people that seems straight out of a Final Destination movie. Our story begins with an unknown boy in Argentina who finds himself on a lazy Sunday playing fetch with his pet poodle. However, he throws the ball slightly too hard, which lands it on the edge of the balcony. The boy watches in horror as the poodle launches itself full speed towards the ball, trips over it, and falls off the balcony. The boy, obviously concerned, looks down from his 13-story apartment and sees the poodle has killed a person below. This person was Marta Espina, a 75-year-old woman who was just walking below. However, the story doesn't end here, because 2 more people managed to die from this situation. The second one was Edith Sola, who saw commotion going on across the street, obviously as a crowd of onlookers tried to help Marta. However, while crossing the street, she got killed by a passing bus, who was also looking at the accident and failed to see her. But that just leaves 1 more person dying. Nearby, an unnamed man who was watching the whole incident and seeing 2 people die in front of him wasn't able to process what happened, so he had a heart attack and also died instantly. And that's how this poodle managed to get a 3.0 KDA after he died.
I killed my sister.
It's freaking crazy, bro. That's one of the craziest stories I've saw when watching these videos with you guys, man. Just you show how like one event it just set off like a chain of events, man. Freaking horrific chain of events, bro. Like I said, just one small thing, man, that seems so mundane. Just like a kid playing fetch or something with his poodle, man, just playing with his poodle, threw a ball off, and it affected like 3 people's lives, man, forever, bro. Just goes to show you how sometimes like how everybody's connected, man. You always gotta watch out for your actions because it may not affect you, but it can affect the people around you, man. Never know, bro. Damn. You guys, you know the drill.
When she was only 4 years old to hurt my mother. My name is Paris Bennett, and I was only 13 at the time. I lived in Texas, and as a child, I played a lot with my little sister. I loved her very much. However, one day in 2007, my mother left us with a babysitter while she went to work. I convinced the babysitter that I could take care of my sister on my own. So she left. And that's when the project I'd been planning for a long time began. I suffocated her, abused her, and finally ended my sister's life by stabbing her 17 times with a kitchen knife. But murdering my sister was more complicated than I imagined. I knew I'd go to prison, but I also knew that with the loss of her precious children, my mother would suffer far more than if I killed her. So shortly afterwards, I called the police and told them I'd killed my sister by mistake. I told them I'd had a hallucination. But after a while, I confessed to having committed a calculated crime. I was sentenced to 40 years in prison, with the possibility of parole after 20 years, the maximum sentence for a minor.
Loaded, and they were both found dead. She must have been out of her head.
Welcome to 12 Days of Crimus. Today is day 3. Viewer discretion is advised. This is 45-year-old Bruce Pardo, who on Christmas Eve of 2008, he put on a Santa suit costume and went to his in-laws' family party. Seems normal, right? Well, his in-laws were actually his former in-laws, as his divorce was finalized just 2 weeks prior. His 8-year-old niece rushed to the front door as Santa was there, and that is when Bruce is hot and unalived her. He then went absolutely ballistic and opened fire at anything and everyone. By the end of the attack, he had unalived a total of 9 people and injured 3. He then doused the home in fuel, causing it to explode. He didn't plan for the house to quite literally blow up in his face, so his original plan was to go to the home and then his wife's defense attorney and potentially harm him, though he fled to his brother's house, and that's where he took his own life. The motive for this crime is believed to be from his recent divorce, as the court ordered him to pay $1,700 a month in spousal.
A body has been found.
Insane, man. Freaking crazy Santa, man. What the hell, bro? He did all that, man, because he got divorced, man. Like I said, bro, I watch these videos for you guys, man. I always try to put my own thoughts in it, man. It goes to show you, bro, like, when people go through something, changes their freaking mental, man, and it makes them do the unthinkable, bro. Like, he did that to that little girl, man, to the whole freaking family, his former in-laws, man, and blew up the house. It's freaking crazy, man. Just imagine you had a party, having a good time, and that just freaking out of nowhere, bro. Your life just flashes, changes, man. You guys know the drill.
In the search for mother of three, Gaynor Lord, who disappeared a week ago today. Gaynor, who is just 55 years old, disappeared last Friday after telling her boss she needed to leave work early. It's unclear what reason she gave for this. She was then captured on CCTV throughout Norwich, running through the city centre. It's clear that she was in a rush, running through traffic with no kind of concern for her own safety. It's unclear why she's running in the CCTV footage. It's clear that in some parts she's took her coat off and she's running, and eventually she made it to Wensum Park. And it's here where police were carrying out a search of the river in Wensum Park. And the reason for this is Friday the 8th of December, the day she went missing, a member of the public found her coat, her rings, her phone, her jewellery nearby. And police believe that she had gone into the water. Now, as of today, their search has currently been paused as they have found a body. It's not been determined whether or not it belongs to Gaynor, but it's more than likely that it does. A lot of people in the media have been drawing similarities to this case to that of Nicola Bulley, which happened at the beginning of this year, as these women seemingly disappeared for no reason and were both found in water. And a lot of people are claiming that this is a serial killer. Now, do I think this is a serial killer? I don't think so, but this is certainly very, very strange. Police have also stated currently that they do not suspect any third-party involvement, and the investigation is still ongoing.
Freaking crazy, man. I mean, the pattern is lining up. They say it's the second time it happened. It's something you gotta look into, man. Like I said, you never know, man. People nowadays, bro, they're freaking crazy, insane, man. Like I said, the world's an evil place, so you can't even rule that out, man. But the way they said, you saw the footage of the pictures of her, how she was just like running for somebody. Was somebody after her? This case just raises so many freaking questions, man. You have to do some more research on that, man.
What these children did to a teenager in Ireland is absolutely shocking. Anastasia Kriegel, known as Anna, was a Russian-Irish teenager. It was 2018 and she was 14 years old at the time. She was born in Russia and had been placed in an orphanage. She'd then been adopted by a couple in Ireland. She grew up there and seemed happy, but her life was far from plain sailing from then on. She actually had a tumour that she had to have removed from her right ear, which left her almost deaf. She also had issues with her vision. She struggled at school and cruel children bullied her for being adopted. On the 14th of May 2018, things would get even more dark. Now, Anna had actually been trying to go to counselling sessions to try and help her cope. On the day in question, she went to her counselling session after school and got changed. She then had a visitor at around 5 p.m. that evening, which her mum knew was unusual. Anna didn't really have friends that would come to call for her. Now, the boy who came to the house is known as only Boy B. He's believed to have come to the house to lure Anna to the park to meet another teen who is called Boy A. She walked with Boy B and the pair were captured on CCTV. They headed over to an abandoned house on a nearby farm. She was last seen alive at 5:30 p.m. in St. Catherine's Park. Tragically, on the 17th of May, Anna's body was found in that abandoned building near Lucan. She was found unclothed and her cause of death was blunt force trauma. The autopsy showed signs that she'd been SA'd and she had tape round her neck. Anna's mum told the police of the boy who had come to the house for Anna, and police soon arrested the two boys A and B. Luckily, there was plenty of DNA evidence at the scene and on Anna to help them identify the boys. They couldn't be named during the trial due to only being 13 years old and were granted a lifelong anonymity. It transpired that Boy A SA'd Anna as Boy B watched. Then Boy A attacked her and they both fled. They were actually the youngest people in the history of the Republic of Ireland to be charged with murder. Boy A got life with a review after 12 years and Boy B got 15 years with a review after 8.
These cases, man, when they be seeing that, bro, some of these, like, most of the horrific cases, man, they be freaking young, bro. I'm starting to notice that trend. Like, y'all starting to notice that, man? Freaking 13-year-olds, bro, doing these acts like this, man? What even puts that freaking mess in their head, bro? Freaking crazy. She had to go through that, man. She was already dealing with problems in her life, man. I don't have too much to say about that case, man. It's a tragic case.
I thought he loved me, and I thought he wanted to protect me, and I thought I'd be safe with him.
You were in the bathroom floor.
Mm-hmm.
Did he come in there?
He did. Whenever it was all over, he had this knock code. He knocked on the door 3 times, scratched the door twice, and that was his code to let him in. But before I could let him in, he commanded me that I must shave my legs and any body hair and present myself to him naked.
So he's standing outside the door with a knife and rubber gloves on.
This is hours before he dies, right? Yes, sir. You look like that when you put him in the bathtub?
She vomited.
I'm sorry.
She did that act, man. So why she freaking look surprised, bro? Said that she vomited, man. Could look at what she had done, man. Knowing she had affected her son's life, whatever. Took it away, man. These people, bro, like I said, they be doing these acts, man, but they can't freaking face the consequences, bro. Like, you know what you did, and then when you're on the stand in front of freaking jury and stuff, you're trying to show emotion or something like that, I guess, or the sentencing. You guys know. Down below, man.
This February wedding in Florida went from this to this.
We're just at the wedding. Me and my girlfriend were talking, and I feel like there's some kind of drugs in me or something, and I don't know what's happening.
New police body camera video obtained by Top Story showing a guest being wheeled out of the event on a stretcher.
We all have been affected somehow by what was put in the food.
The Seminole County Sheriff's Department now saying the bride, Danya Glenny, was behind it. Police confronted her and the groom that night.
Bride and groom?
Yes.
You're bride and groom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, couple questions for you.
Yes, sir.
Apparently, supposedly, your food had cannabis inside of it when your guests eat it. Did you guys authorize that?
I have no idea.
I just need a yes or no, man. Did you guys authorize it for the catering company? To have cannabis placed in the food, edibles, whatever the case may be? Okay. I just need both of your IDs.
The 42-year-old bride is now facing felony charges for allegedly lacing the food at her wedding with marijuana.
You guys with catering?
Yeah, we're just putting stuff away.
Yeah, don't put anything away yet.
Police collected food on scene to test.
You might be transporting a couple more people to the hospital because of this.
According to the incident report from police, the evidence collected included chocolate-covered strawberries and pudding shots. Of the 30 to 40 attendants, several reported feeling ill to police. Miranda Katie telling our affiliate Wesh she was there, the bride, a friend of hers.
My heart was racing.
Katie says another guest at her table suspected it.
He's like, "Are we stoned right now?" And everyone's just kind of looking around each other laughing, and we absolutely were. We were high as a kite, all of us, out of our minds.
The bride's caterer, Joycelyn Bryant, also arrested and facing the charges of reckless tampering, culpable negligence, and delivery of marijuana.
What the heck? Your wedding's supposed to be one of the most happiest days of your life, man. And I don't know if they was trying to save money or something like that, but you had all your food laced with your freaking edibles and stuff. You can't do that. I said that to a crowd. Opposite, you don't know what people put inside of freaking marijuana, I guess, nowadays, man. It had the whole freaking, Yeah, all they guess how stole, bro. What the? And they say when they got questioned him saying no, like they know what they did. Obviously, they was the ones who had to confirm it. They wasn't in the dark when that happened. Like you get married and you get arrested as soon after you get that has to be the worst luck or dumbest thing a freaking married couple had did ever, bro. In my book. There, but I need you guys to say that.
A missing boy has been found after 6 years, and his story is almost unbelievable. Last Wednesday around 2 a.m., a chiropractic student was delivering medicine to the rural mountains of France. He was reportedly between two villages when he saw the now teenager walking through the pouring rain. As we know, the kid told the student that his name was Zach and that he had been walking for 4 days. He was shy and really couldn't speak good French, but after being spoken to in English, he revealed his true identity. When Zach said that his name was actually Alex Batty, the student looked him up right there on his phone and found that he had been reported missing from the UK in 2017. The pair actually went on to talk for hours, and as they completed the delivery route together, Alex told him all about his kidnapping and his recent escape. The kind student allowed him to send this Facebook message from his phone and ultimately dropped him off at a police station at the foothill of the mountain. With the confirmation of Alex's identity, we know that 6 years ago, he went on a pre-arranged vacation to Spain with his mother and his grandfather. But they didn't have custody of Alex, his grandmother did. Her daughter and ex-husband basically sent her this cryptic YouTube video at the end of the trip to say that they wouldn't be bringing him home to her in the UK. Now from here, we know that between 2017 and 2021, Alex was moved across religious communes in Spain and Morocco. And ultimately, in the fall of that year, he was forced to settle here at a remote mountain house in the French Pyrenees. It consists of 10 to 12 changing residents who all believe in reincarnation, and Alex and his grandfather actually started working for a family there in exchange for food and accommodation. His mother, though, Melanie, who believed COVID was created by the government, quote, didn't think it was the religious community that they were looking for. She moved to a campsite 30 miles west, and her possibly brainwashed son felt as though he was only free to go visit her. With that, we know that over the summer, Alex told this couple who was hosting him in the mountains that he was leaving. They say that they actually knew him as Zach, and that he expressed interest in going to school. That they also offered to drive him to the UK to get the identifying documents he needed, but he said he would get there on his own. In the end, when Zach left, he said he was going to be with his mother. But he's told police that when he got to her, she told him she wanted to move them to Finland to see the northern lights. So he finally walked away and kept walking for 4 days straight. Today, a manhunt is underway for Melanie Batty, but police believe that she may not have actually gone to Finland. And as for the grandfather, Alex told police that he died 6 months ago, so that was initially reported as fact. But now, neighbors from the French commune say that he is very much alive, and they saw him mowing his lawn 10 days ago. Authorities have since admitted that there's no death certificate, and they really don't know. So knowing that, there are reports that Alex may be protecting his grandfather. There aren't reports of him protecting his mother, but we do know he told the student that while his mom is a little crazy, he holds no animosity against her and just misses his loved ones. As of Friday, and 6 years after what should have been a 2-week vacation, Alex has finally returned to his loved ones in the UK. Reporters have already seen him out shopping, and he said he was glad to be home for Christmas.
Can you see a...
That freaking story is insane, man. All those twists and turns, man. Him traveling all over Spain and Morocco. Oh, bro. How his mom, bro, just left him? And like I guess she was like 30 miles away, something like that, man. And how they just freaking searching for the mom, I guess, now because of what happened, bro. And the granddad played a part in this too, saying that he was passed away, but he wasn't because there was no certificate. So they think he's protecting him still, even after all those freaking horrible things happened to him, and he's still protecting the people, I guess, who did it to him, bro. Goes to show you, I guess, how good of a freaking person he is. I need you guys' thoughts on that one. That case had a lot of twists and turns, bro.
A potential murder weapon in this photo. One of these girls was murdered, and the murder weapon is hidden in this selfie. Cheyenne, Antoine, and Brittany Gargle are pictured in this photo. Cheyenne has the grey top on, and Brittany is the one stood further back. The pair were friends from Saskatoon in Canada. Now, they'd known each other since they were in the 9th grade, and they both had challenging upbringings. Cheyenne's parents had passed away, and she'd been fostered from a young age. Brittany had also not been raised by her parents. Her mum had addiction issues, and so her nan had raised her. The friendship seemed like a great match. On the evening of the 23rd of March 2015, the girls took this selfie before heading out. Little did Brittany know this would be her last night alive. It was actually just after midnight that the pair left Brittany's nan's house after they'd been getting ready there. Tragically, just hours later, after 6 a.m, police were called to a location on the outskirts of town. A member of the public driving through had spotted a female body. Investigators immediately suspected this was a homicide. She had marks on her throat, leading them to believe that she had been choked, and a black braided belt was found at the crime scene. There was no signs of SA. They were soon able to identify the body as Brittany after releasing an appeal to the public. Cheyenne initially told the police that the evening in question the pair had had an argument. She said that they'd been to numerous bars, and she told police that Brittany left with a random man. She gave police an account of the locations that they had been to that evening. Cheyenne had also posted on Brittany's Facebook wall that night. The post read, "Where are you? Haven't heard from you. Hope you made it home safe." The autopsy showed that the belt that was found at the crime scene was used to kill Brittany, and it was sent off for DNA testing. It came back with Brittany's DNA and an unknown DNA. Meanwhile, police were checking local CCTV to check if it matched Cheyenne's story. She had told police that that night she was dropped off at her uncle's, and her uncle backed up this story. However, the CCTV would prove this to be a lie. It would take 2 agonizing years of investigating for police to finally have the missing piece to the puzzle. The belt in this image that had been taken just before the pair had gone out was the murder weapon. The DNA was tested against Cheyenne, and it was a match. Cheyenne then told police another made-up story that the pair had been hanging out with 2 random men, and one of them killed Brittany before threatening her too. After a lot of different stories that kept changing, quite frankly, Cheyenne eventually admitted to responsibility for Brittany's death, but said she didn't remember it. She accepted a plea deal and pleaded guilty to manslaughter, and she was given just 7 years in prison. She will be eligible for parole next year.
It took them 2 years to pick and test the DNA against her, man. She did all that lying to try to cover her tracks with the uncle. I guess her uncle too, man. She only got 7 years, bro. What type of justice is that, man? They should review that case, man. Go over it again, man. It took them 2 years, man, to figure out that it was her. I thought it was a chain, but they said it was the freaking belt in that picture, man. Some more details to the case, man. We probably missed them, bro. I'm definitely going to have to check that out, man. You guys know the drill.
Have y'all heard about this? There was a missing Richland County father and daughter, and people were searching for them, including law enforcement, and they were just found deceased. They hadn't been heard from since Saturday night. This was on the 18th. Now, 6-year-old Michelle Murph and her dad, Jason Murph, he's 42 years old, they were believed to be involved in an evening car accident. This was near Calhoun County. Then the sheriff's office said that Murph's wife received a phone call at around 8 p.m. Now, I got some thoughts on all of this stuff, but listen. Now, Saturday night, she got a call around 8 p.m. It's believed that they may have been involved in a car accident, and they need help. Now, the deputies didn't say who the phone call was from. Then later on, the deputies found the truck of Jason Murphy and his daughter at around 12 p.m. on Monday, and they found both of them about an hour later on Lavender Lane, near Interstate 26, deceased. That's when they took out the K9 unit. That's when they found their bodies. It was about 100 yards away from the truck. Now, I have my thoughts about this right here, but I'm going to give that after this right.
Along Lavender Lane, just east of Interstate 26. The two were last seen Saturday night and last heard from around 8 p.m. that evening. Now, Warner Richland County deputies have been received a phone call. They were in Calhoun County and believe they may have been involved in a car accident. Now, Richland County authorities, along with both Orangeburg and Calhoun County officials, continued their search until this afternoon when they found Jason Murph's truck just off I-26 on Lavender Lane. Authorities found Michelle and Jason's bodies about 100 yards away from that truck, and right now it still is not clear just how they died or if the truck was involved in an accident. Right now, both the Calhoun County Coroner's Office as well as the Richland County Sheriff's Department are continuing to investigate this developing story.
Now, something doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all when it comes to this father and this daughter being found in Calhoun County. How did they end up 100 yards away from their truck? Now, hear me out. How did they end up 100 yards away from their truck? The wife mentioned that she received a call at around 8 p.m. from Jason that evening saying something about an accident. Why would he call her and not 911? Albeit, sometimes, we're going to call our spouse or somebody that's close to us and everything, but if it was a serious accident, why not call 911? All right, now, also, the truck was recovered burnt. The windows were busted out. The tail lights were busted, and a tag was removed. This was off of exit 136 at I-26 West off of Lavender Lane. This is where 7 properties sit owned by what I found out called the Mack family. Now, when you look that up on the map, that there's no way anybody wouldn't have seen a fire. It's not that heavy. It's not that densely or heavily wooded. So somebody would have saw that fire, and there wasn't one phone call. And also, I'm going through social media and I'm looking at his Facebook, just social media accounts, and I didn't see anything mentioned about the wife. Was this a setup? Was this a setup? Something is not right. It's not sitting right. Something in the water is not mixing. All right? We're going to find out more. But this appeared to be a setup. Go take a look for yourself. But it appeared to be a setup. Prayers for his family. Man, this is sad. But something ain't right.
He was saying the truth, man. Damn, man. Like he said the wife wasn't in his freaking Facebook and his profile, something like that, and that bodies were found 100 yards away from the truck and car, whatever the accident happened in, man. There's just too many like freaking holes you can poke into that case, man, that can make it seem like that foul play could be definitely involved, bro. The thing that got to me is saying that the body was found like 100 yards away in a different county. How the heck did that even happen, bro? Cops are definitely going to open up a case or something like that, man. Hopefully, man, there's a part 2, man, that I can try to find so we can get some more information on that case, because that case definitely, it's weird, bro. It's very, very weird. YouTube, that's it, man, for this video for you guys today. Like I said, guys, I really want to grow, man, so guys, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, man. Also, hit that post notification bell so you guys get notified. I've been seeing somebody commented that they had to freaking subscribe again, because I don't know, like YouTube be freaking messing up with the system, something like that. So make sure you guys are subscribed, spread the word about my channel. Let's try to hit 1,000 subscribers. Tell me if you guys enjoying the content. Tell me what you want me to do so I can improve, man. I'm always open to improvements. Out. Peace, YouTube.